All right. What are we going to talk about today? Hope everybody's doing all right. Um, I'm going to get right to it and address my fellow Republicans, especially my fellow Texas Republicans. Um, I sound address. I really don't even know what to say. The stuff that's going on is crazy. Um, Let me start off with this. I'm in a lot of conservative social media, and especially a lot of Texas conservative social media. And I've got enough free time on my hands that I was in there a lot the couple of weeks leading up to the primary election, um, including, early voting. I saw thousands. And when I say thousands, I don't mean just like two, many thousands of comments in hundreds of posts. And I never saw one person, not one Texas, and you gotta understand, even the non-Texas specific. Like, I'll tell you right now, I'm in a punk rock conservatives Facebook group, and there's a lot of Texans in there, and they were all talking about the primaries. Thank you. Anyway, I never saw one single Texas Republican say that they were voting for Abbott. Not one. Not one. That he won the primary, not really surprising, but that he won it as handily as he did. Somebody shared a post that's going around where somebody talks about voting things that were changed. And I kind of want to dig into that. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, or if you don't, look into it. Like I tell y'all all the time, man, do your research. And I know everybody's like, well, I really don't have time. I don't know what to tell you, man. We all need to make time. Okay. Anyway, there was that. Of course, there's the Ken Paxton, John Cornyn thing. And this is really getting interesting to me because Cornyn, any real Texas Republican knows that this guy's an establishment. I don't know if he's a straight up rhino, but he's at least an establishment, Republican, and he's got to go. He's just not pure Republican platform, and everybody I know in Texas is saying he's got to go. There are people saying, well, between him and Paxton, he's the one with the experience. He's the one that can beat the Democrat candidate. I get that. And yeah, if he's going up against Tallarico, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, we might need somebody, but it depends. I don't know. I really want to go with Paxton. Everybody I know that I see, I mean, there are people saying we might need to go with Cornyn because he's got the experience, he's got the name, this thing to beat Tallarico, but everybody wants Paxton. And the fact that Paxton apparently has come out and said that he would step aside in this runoff and let the Republican establishment have Cornyn as their candidate if Thune, our Senate Majority Leader, will abolish the filibuster so that all of President Trump's executive orders can get passed by the majority, by the Republican majority, especially the SAVE Act. That kind of tells you something about Paxton. Paxton's putting the Republican Party in a corner and saying, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice my candidacy for this position if y'all will do what Americans want you to do, because that's what Paxton wants to do. Paxton wants to get in there and abolish the filibuster so that we can go straight to, majority rule and get all of President Trump's executive orders passed, especially the SAVE Act, which it is paramount. Okay, the stuff I see about our election system is just sad, and it's real funny to me that all these years later, now they're going back on Fulton County in Georgia, and they need to go back on Pennsylvania, probably New Jersey, Arizona, Maricopa County. I'm hoping that's going to be next after they get done with Fulton County. They need to. We got all this other stuff going on. No one getting reassigned. Bondi appears to be on the chopping block. The whole e-files thing. And here's my... Jesus, man, I'm telling you, man. Leftists just... And I said this in a previous live video, that they're running around everywhere. So y'all support a pedophile. Y'all support a pedophile. Okay? And it's like, who are you talking about? Because there's been no proof that Trump is a pedophile. None. On the other hand, we've got all this evidence. I for one, and please join me in this. Yes, I want the e-files. I'm all for busting this file ring and bringing all these to justice. But there's something else that has been forgotten and needs to be exposed just as much, and that's the Anthony Weiner laptop. Everybody needs to start screaming bloody murder about getting the Anthony Weiner laptop released. So this last big batch, this big dump of e-files that was done, and actually it might have been in the one before that, but I know it was in one of the two. Anyway, there was a message sent to, and I can't think of that guy's name right now, the guy who co-founded PayPal, Peter Thiel. Guy who co-founded PayPal is now running Palantir, which that's a whole other thing that's going on with the DOD and Trump trying to force these AI companies into contracts with the DOD where their AI doesn't have human safeguards. They want the AI just to be running armed systems autonomously, and also to be able to surveil American citizens. And Grok, a couple of others, I think OpenAI have already agreed, and there's a couple fighting it. I think Google is fighting it, and this other company that kind of made the news. Y'all, everybody needs to be paying attention to this stuff. But anyway, getting back to the e-files thing, and this message that was found from Jeffrey to Peter Thiel when he contacted him, and he said, I work for the Rothschilds. Now, I know everybody's going to be like, well, that's not shocking. But the fact is, it's right there. Everybody wants to talk about, especially the left, wants to talk about stuff that nobody's actually seen. Nobody can actually prove. There's nothing in there saying, Trump did this, period. There's stuff in there accusing him of doing stuff, but there's no proof. But here's Epstein flat telling Peter Thiel, hey, I need to talk to you. You know I work for the Rothschilds, right? So why don't we start dragging the Rothschilds before Congress? Why don't we dig into that? Anyway, man, the Republican Party, I just don't know. There is so much infighting across the board. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what the purpose was of us attacking Iran when we did. And people say, oh, it was 47 years to make it, it was time. I get that, but we waited 47 years. We could have waited 7 or 8 more months. And this is what I'm saying. Unless there's something else and that justifies doing it, and I hope we find out what it was. Because right now I'm seeing a lot of, moderate Republicans, I guess you could say never Trumpers. People are like, they're Republican but not MAGA. And even some that did vote for Trump who are like really disillusioned with him right now. And they are talking about staying away from the polls or outright voting for some of the Democrat candidates if they say the right thing. And this is something that we have got to get a handle on. The Republican Party, the state Republican Party in every state, has got to get off their butts and start handling stuff. Right here in Texas, Abraham Joseph, I'm calling you out, bruh. Because this whole crap that happened in our state house happened on your watch. And so far, I haven't seen anything serious done about it. I mean, if y'all don't have the authority, the ability, whatever, to help these Republicans in these counties, at least censor the rhino state representatives that elected Burroughs speaker and then turned around and voted with him to give power to Democrats, much less to, do something to rein in these county chairs that are allowing this stuff. That they've got a good old boy network going. They're not running their county Republican parties right. If y'all don't have the ability or the willingness to do that, what are you for? Quite honestly. I sure see y'all hitting up my phone before the conventions and before elections and everything, want me to donate money, and I'm not the only one. Wanting our votes for seats in the party organization leadership. But when it comes time to helping us and actually doing stuff that matters, where you at? So I'm calling on every Republican city in every county, and this really needs to happen in every state. But right now, I'm just going to talk to my fellow Republicans here in Texas. Get to your precinct conventions, your county conventions. Okay? Run for precinct chair, for county chair. Apply to be a delegate to the state convention and go and participate. But because it's up to us, we've got to do it. They're not going to fix themselves. So if you're wondering why didn't the Republican Party do something, why don't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Stop asking and start going to the meetings. Start going to the. There's supposed to be a county Republican Party meeting at least once every 3 months. I know here in our county, the precinct and county conventions are coming up at the end of this month. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to go because I'm fixing to start a new job. I'm going to be traveling. But it's up to us. And if we don't do it, I'm telling you, man, everybody sits around and we're so comfortable. We're so comfortable. Well, it's not that bad yet. It's not that bad. It's not. And next thing you know, it is that bad. And there's nothing you can do about it. They done changed the laws. Look at Virginia. They are absolutely trying to redistrict that state so that Republicans can never gain power in that state again. They'd be lucky if they win an election. And doing the same thing in a different way out in California. And you sit there and go, well, that's not constitutional. You keep letting them do this stuff and they're going to change. You know, we've got enough goddamn activist leftist judges now at the federal level. You have got to stop thinking, oh, it's not that bad. It can't get any worse. I don't know about you. I've got children. I hope one day to have grandchildren before I shuffle off this mortal coil. And they're going to have children and grandchildren. And I love this nation. And I am. I'm afraid of what can happen. But if it happens, it's going to happen because we didn't stop it. And you sit there and, well, what's the politicians? Well, that's part of the problem. We've let it get to this point. But I, for one, am too damn redneck to just lay down. The hill I choose to die on is a hill of bodies of my enemies who want to destroy this nation from my children and my grandchildren. So, anyway, I know what because that's how we got in this mess. It's because everybody's, well, as long as I can go to Taco Bell and go to a movie every once in a while, and I've got a car and I've got a air conditioning in my house and 300 channels on the TV, it's not that bad. I'm not going to rock the boat. That's how we got in this position. because we got complacent. And it's a hard habit to break, but it's got to be broken. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Like I said, man, we've got to. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff, man, and I don't know. You know, you've got people arguing about, well, Israel this. Well, it's not Israel. Well, we've got to support Israel, and just, you know, Trump shouldn't. Trump said he wasn't going to get us involved in any more wars, and now this, that, and other thing. And oh, they said only this many servicemen, U.S. servicemen have died, but they're lying. It's this many, and blah 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 blah. And I don't know what the truth is. All I know is it's dividing us. Even our own pundits, our own conservative, you know, pundits out there are fighting amongst themselves. I wish I could get. There's some I found out are right here in Texas. One, I can't remember his name, Bogdan something. He's European immigrant. He goes by Immigrateful on Facebook and Instagram. Jasmine K. Boyd, Ed Galvatron Paris, Jamin Lujan. I know those are here in Texas, man. I wish I could just call them all up and say, hey, man, let's get together and have a barbecue one weekend. Knock our heads together and see what falls out about how to fix this. You know, there's plenty of others. I don't know, man. But if we don't come together and fix this, and yeah, it's a short time. We've got till, I'm gonna say, October at the latest. We've got to fix this. We're going to lose this November. We're going to lose because we can't come together and get off our butts and do what has to be done. And don't believe all these polls that are telling you, oh, the Democrats are, you know, or have got such a low approval rating and this, that, and other thing. Okay. Because again, you get complacent. Well, it's not that big a deal. We're okay. No, we're not. Oh, well, you're just fear mongering. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what else to say, man. There are a lot of us out here trying to fix it, but we can't do it by ourselves. We need everybody's help. Everybody who truly loves this nation. So, like I always say, never take anything at face value. Always ask questions. Do your research so that you can make educated decisions. Okay? Be good people. But fight. Okay? All right.